want to know what happened to Reggie Carroll and several of my comedy friends. We want to know what happened. Can you put some closure on what happened? And for you not to speak and not to say anything, people are saying, well, maybe his lawyer told him not to, or allegedly, or whatever. No, that's not how we work in this community.
Yo, what's up? This bruh man from the fifth floor, and you tuned in to Forgotten Kings TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the MREC and Rib Show. What's going on, y'all? Right. What's going on? You there?
Salute, Rep. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Listen,
how you?
Man, I'm good, man. This is the holiday, Labor Day.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's enjoying a day off from work. You know what I mean? Get an extra day of rest. But you know us, we always working overtime, around the clock. But today, we want to talk more about this Reggie Carroll situation. For those who may not know, on August 20th, comedian Reggie Carroll was gunned down in Mississippi. As of today, on September 1st, we still have unanswered questions. The information that we do have to be confirmed is that there's a shooter by the name of Trinell Williams who has been arrested and charged for the shooting of Reggie Carroll. And according to the reports, a shotgun was used, fired multiple times in the murder of Reggie Carroll. So right now, a lot of people have been wondering, where is Katt Williams? You know what I mean? It's been 11 days to be exact. And no one seems to have heard from Katt, seen Katt. So today we're going to play some clips from some of Katt's colleagues, some of his peers in the industry that he's worked with in the past. People are starting to ask, where's Katt? They want to know, because at the end of the day, Reggie Carroll is a part of the comedy community. You know, Facts. It's a brotherhood. You know, even though he might not have been known as much as a Katt Williams, it still doesn't mean, you know, his life has any less value than any one of us. You get what I mean?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So that's for those who constantly want to come to the defense of their favorite comedian. This is bigger than that. This could have been one of us, even you watching this video.
Yes, very much so.
Come on. So today we're just gonna play some clips of, like I said, some of Katt's peers calling him out since he's been missing ever since the murder of Reggie Carroll. We're also going to play the official video of the DA because, again, according to him, there's no connection between Katt Williams and the security guard and Reggie Carroll, which leaves more room for speculation and uncertainty because, again, the shooter was Katt Williams' security on tour, and then the person who lost their life was on tour as a comedian as well. So I'm kind of confused at that, but let's get into this clip.
Likewise.
I want y'all to check this out. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Like I said, I know it's a lot of people covering this Reggie Carroll case, right? However, we work with him, we know him, you know what I mean? So it's very personal. So like I said, it's a difference from reporting on it from a perspective of not knowing versus us knowing the man and having the facts that the public, you know what I'm saying, is not privy to. So
correct.
Let's get right into this clip real quick, y'all. Let me mute up real quick.
Let's get it.
Friends of 52-year-old Reginald Carroll say the man accused of killing him had worked security for a well-known comedian, Katt Williams, who Carroll had been touring with. Tonight, we're learning the home where police say the shooting happened is also affiliated with the well-known comedian. WREG's Shay Arthur is live tonight to explain. And Shay, what have you learned about this?
Stephanie Gregg, a property management company sent a notice to those who live at the home. They have to leave because of that shooting. And one of those listed as the receiver there on the home was a merchandise apparel company for Katt Williams.
Those we've talked to say the death of 52-year-old Reggie Carroll still doesn't seem real.
Hurt, devastated.
Always providing a laugh. People we talked to say Carroll, originally from Baltimore, was in South Haven because he's been touring with Katt Williams. Fellow comedian Cookie Hull also toured with Katt in 2008. She knew Reggie for years.
Reggie was so loved because his energy was never negative. He never was a negative person. He's always smiling. He's always happy.
So what happened in the moments that led to his death last Wednesday, nearly a week ago? South Haven police say he was shot and killed in the seemingly quiet neighborhood. Reggie's friends say the suspect, 38-year-old Trennell Williams, has served as Katt's security. Outside the home today, there was a discarded couch. We also spotted cleaning supplies. A notice from a property management company has notified those at the home they have 14 days to get out because of the recent shooting, saying they're in violation of the lease agreement. Has served as Katt's security. Outside the home today, there was a discarded couch. We also spotted cleaning supplies. A notice from a property management company has notified those at the home they have 14 days to get out because of the recent shooting, saying they're in violation of the lease agreement. The notice was addressed to Trennell Williams and other names, but also Onyx Owl LLC. A quick Google search shows that is the official site of Katt Williams merchandise. Hull hopes more information about what happened is released soon and wants Katt to address Reggie's death.
People want answers. They want to know what happened to Reggie Carroll. And I want to know what happened to Reggie Carroll and several of my comedy friends. We want to know what happened. Can you put some closure on what happened? And for you not to speak and not to say anything, people are saying, well, maybe his lawyer told him not to, or allegedly, or whatever. No, that's not how we work in this community.
Yeah, and we're pushing for answers tonight, too. We have filed a Freedom of Information Act request for the arrest affidavit in this case. We've also reached out to multiple people listed to be contacts associated with Katt Williams. So far, we have not heard back. For
All right, y'all. Right.
Wow. Pardon, so my mic was muted, but wow.
You see, I had to run it back for y'all. Because that, I don't know if y'all caught that. Okay. They talking about a couch was found outside with cleaning supplies.
Come on now.
Where my Dr. Umar, my meme, that don't sound suspicious, man.
Word.
That don't seem a little odd. Come on now. I know for y'all Katt Williams fans and all that, but this is real life, man. This could have happened to Katt. Imagine, God forbid, this happened to Katt Williams, and all they told the public was, this is the man that hit him, his former security guard, and a shotgun was used, but we don't know what happened. How would Katt Williams fans be acting right now, Rhett? Can you tell the people how you think the fans would be acting if this happened to Katt?
They be in the outrage, okay? Going off. Like, this is unacceptable. No, they killed. This is murder. This is premeditated murder. They say everything in the book. The elite killed them. The Illuminati killed them, allegedly, and all this.
What?
You know what I mean?
You know how many conspiracy videos would be on YouTube right now going ballistic trying to find out what happened? So to me, this is a natural response to someone, you know, trying to figure out some type of answers. Because again, if it was a dispute like that, you know, putting it out there to be between the shooter and Reggie, what is so hard about giving us the motive behind it? Why is it deemed telling, like people saying in the comment section, if Katt ain't got nothing to do with it? I wasn't there. Why the hell do I gotta hide? Why am I hiding? I didn't do anything wrong. Right now, fact is these guys were on tour with you and the tour was on break. How come everybody else is home, but these two guys are down there in Mississippi with you on the break?
Answer that.
Come on.
Come on.
Make it make sense. So when the DA say that there's no connection, it's as if you didn't even really do your homework.
That don't even make no sense. Two people that's directly connected to Katt Williams and the tour. First of all, the bodyguard, right? The security. Okay. Now, your security usually are with you every step of the way. Correct? You know what I mean?
Come on.
If Katt gotta go, do an event, or Katt gotta go out in the public, he's gonna have his security. So
I'll give you one better. Not just Katt, but all of the comedians on tour with Katt. If your security, so that would mean what? That Katt Williams not only your responsibility, but to a degree, Reggie is too.
Come on now.
You are hired security to not only protect Reggie, Katt, but everyone else on the tour as well. So why wouldn't you have that same mentality on the break when you living with them?
Correct.
This is tour life. I'm pretty sure, you would think that it'd be like a camaraderie where everybody, because that's another thing that makes it so tragic, is the fact that when we were working with Reggie and everything was put on hold to go on the road with Katt, anyone would say to themselves, yo, Reggie, he good, he out the way. He's stacking checks. You get what I'm saying? So how did it be like this and we don't have answers? This is why initially when you did your live, you like, yo, homie passed away on somebody's watch.
Yep.
The fact is, these individuals was down there with Katt at some point. I'll say that. To make it seem like they had a residence down in this location and it's just between them and to say it's no connection, yo, that's crazy. And to be honest, look at this picture on the screen. Look at that. You mean to tell me a shooting like this happens and we looking for answers and they find a damn couch outside of the house with cleaning supplies?
Come on.
After someone was murdered with a shotgun? Again, you don't find that suspicious.
You don't find it suspicious?
Come on. Let's be real.
But also, salute to the media outlet.
Yeah,
you got to give them credit because they did their homework. They kept it official. This is the most official media coverage that has been on Reggie Carroll's murder since it happened. Okay, so I got to salute them because what did they say? Who owned the property?
The shooter, Trinell, the alleged shooter. Trinell.
But also, they
were saying it was a merchandise company under Katt Williams, Onyx Isle. Okay. Another connection. That's two connections right there.
Okay, we just going off facts, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
we just trying to get y'all to use your common sense. That's all.
Yeah,
we got love for Katt Williams, the comedian. He's a comedic genius and all this, and he rode on everybody in terms of that wasn't right and exact. Okay, we all for that. But at the same time, an innocent man lost his life and there's no answers. Okay? It's very suspicious. Okay? And we know a lot of information, but we can't really get into it. But this right here is enough information to make you go,
Right.
At the same time.
Right. Like, this is interesting. Okay. And normally they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. We see people in the comment section saying, yo, y'all trying to bring a man down. This ain't got nothing to do with that. This is real life. That. Come on. Any comedian could have got that call. Imagine an up-and-coming comedian looking for that big break, and you get the call that one of the biggest comedians that ever want to bring you on tour with them. Imagine how happy you would feel. Imagine how you would feel calling all your family and friends and saying, yo, such and such let me tour with them on a comedy tour. I'm opening up for them. Yo, you'd be out of your mind.
Fact.
I can't believe this is happening to me. And then somehow it ends tragic in the way that it did when that person who was so happy to be on tour, one of the biggest comedians, somehow, while out there, loses their life so tragically. Wouldn't that make you say, well, damn, what happened? And the fact is, we don't even have a motive. It's not that hard. 1 + 1 = 2. If I tally up the number 1 + 1, the shit come to 9. Whoa. What am I missing here? How the hell we get 9? Wait a minute. The story should match up. And for the DA to come out and say, yo, it's no connections. Yo, that's crazy. If it's an investigation, how about we let the investigation carry on before we completely
exactly
parties? That's how it's supposed to be. So that goes to show that somebody's not doing their homework, because you can't sit here and say cleared, no connection, and we just gave y'all connection right here. The merchandise company, the shooter's name is on the lease of the location, but it's no connection. Okay. All right. You got Katt Williams colleagues who's worked with the man in the past for years in the comedy world asking, what happened? Why is it so hard to find out what happened? We grew up in the hood. We seen how shit worked. Yo, such and such, shit blew over, shit went left, yada, yada, yada. And this what happened, bro. You might disagree or agree, you know what I mean? Want to believe it, but this is what they saying. We ain't getting nothing. We don't even know if they even reached out to Reggie family yet. And it's been 11 days. Come on. Why is everybody acting like homie wasn't a part of y'all team on the tour? How are y'all getting ready to start the tour on September 20th? Because that's when, you know what I mean, the next date is. How are y'all going to go back on that tour and act as if Reggie didn't start the tour with y'all and now he not around? How is that going to work? I'm just looking for that energy, because if someone passed away on our watch, how do you think people would be treating us?
Man, listen.
If we didn't lead, you know what I'm saying? The group that's trying to get answers. I should be seeing Katt and Mo coming together saying, yo, this was our brother, because he spoke so highly of them. You would think that the energy would be like, look, listen, y'all, we devastated just like y'all, but right now the police is doing their investigation, and trust me, we want answers just like y'all. We pissed just like y'all. Just know, we, you know what I mean? Like that's what we ain't getting none of that.
None of that.
Everybody just, you know, out of sight, out of mind, minding their business on vacation, and one of your mans just lost his life in such a tragic way, and no one seems to, you know what I mean? It's like,
Word. Now, the only people besides Cookie Hall who was on that news coverage, speaking her mind and speaking on behalf of Reggie and the whole situation, Scruncho. And I'm trying to think who else. Oh, Billy Sorrells, but a lot of people feel like he got an agenda. Okay, but so you mean to tell me, out of all the comedians worldwide that Reggie knew, they knew Reggie personally, 3 comedians came out publicly and said, we want answers. This don't sound right. This something like this is Reggie here. 3. So everybody else is quiet, including everybody on tour. That's on the Heaven on Earth tour.
Right.
Monique, right now, look, she made a story maybe like a day and a half after, you know, it was announced that Reggie got murdered. I don't have any sad tears for my brother Reggie Carroll, right? She said something to that effect, right? Correct? Now look, mind you, she said because we was good before he passed. But okay, we hear all that, but it's not like he died in his sleep. He was murdered.
Yeah.
So tragic. You will be sad, right? Tragic.
Shook into your core.
It'd be a difference if Reggie had cancer, right? And we knew for years, and he was in stage 4 cancer. You feel me? And he was in a hospital, and we knew that he had days left to pass. He was on his deathbed, and he happened to pass. So everybody like, you know, he's in a better place. He was suffering. This is not that. This is murder. So all that, oh, I don't have a sad tear in my body because Reggie Carroll and I was good. This man was murdered. One of your peers that's on tour with you. We can go into all the other variables, you know what I'm saying? Because I can go there, but I'm going to leave that alone. If you know, you know. Reggie was nice with his pen, okay? For a lot of people. He was nice with his pen, not only for himself, for a lot of people. So you do. So y'all got to understand, do your homework, okay? Salute to the platform. We're going to definitely put the link in the
description,
description, because they did their homework. All these other news platforms, compromise. Compromise.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Tony Rock's platform, Love from the Green Room, and you know, Scruncho, who's on his run right now, he's got a show coming out with Tiffany Haddish in September. So, you know, he's using this opportunity because in the midst of him doing his press run for his show, he's now has to, you know, grieve in real life.
Correct.
over somebody that, we all made history with the Night Out Kansas comedy film. But again, it's tragic because no one would have thought that a man could lose his life being on tour where you should be considered safe and out the way. You know what I mean? So we're going to play some of this clip from Scrunch Show because, again, we were able to have the honor of interviewing him on our platform, a regular at this point. But shout out to Tony Rock for, showing love to the movie and to the situation, because at the end, I know at some point the way this media cycle is, things are fickle. It come and go quickly. But however, because we knew him, we're going to continue to try to give y'all the facts. You know what I mean? And
only the facts. Only the facts.
Because again, we weren't there. You know what I'm saying? So we can't tell y'all what happened. But I know for a fact that what's being reported, it's not adding up. Nah. And that's what makes you just kind of continue on this path of curiosity, because it's like, okay, we're not into theories and all of that. We're basing it off the information we know to be fact. And like I said, now you got people speaking out, using that platform, and that's what we're doing. You know what I mean? So let's play this clip from Scruncho on Live from the Green Room, and let's hear what he has to say, y'all. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you rocking with the MREC and Rib Show. Let it be known down in the comment section below.
Hold on, real quick before you do that. What's the name of Tony Rock platform?
Live from the Green Room.
Live from the Green Room. Okay, and then also I want to mention it was a few other comedians that was definitely speaking out. Shouts to Ray Diva.
Of course, the city. Of course, everybody in the city. All of the comedians right now who watching this, not just in Baltimore, but all over, that want answers. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know what I mean? Because we are grieving together, essentially, in our own way.
That's a fact.
We are affected by this. And, it's been tough for us because, again, we had a lot of business with Reggie and Scruncho. You know what I'm saying? So when homie went on that tour, everybody put everything on hold.
Come on.
You know what I mean? So for it to end like this, it hurts. Because it's like, you know what I mean? It wasn't supposed to end like this. And that's for us who've known him for 2 years. Imagine how his family feel. Still trying to figure out what happened.
His kids.
You know what I mean? Yes. That's why I'm looking at y'all in the comments like y'all crazy. Like we on an agenda to take somebody down. Y'all are out of your mind. This could have happened to one of y'all. This could have happened to another comedian looking for their big break. But because they might not be as famous as a Katt or whatever the case, we supposed to just sweep it under the rug? Nah, y'all. Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Exactly.
And we're going to continue to utilize our platform to shed light in hopes to get some answers, to get some closure, because we know for a fact that story they putting out, it ain't adding up.
Facts. I want to say this last thing real quick. And all y'all that's making content like this is not no street shit. This man left the streets to do what he loved, comedy. Okay, so miss me with that. So that's where that stops at, okay? All right? Yeah. This didn't happen in the streets. Nobody was pulling the jokes, okay? So cut that out, all right?
Right.
So we're
common sense. It's common sense.
Speaking from that perspective. You sound like clowns, okay? Yeah. Because if a man, fell back from the streets to do comedy and this happens, they don't fall under that, okay? And then look, he got murdered in the house. So this is not in the streets, okay? He got murdered in the house doing what he loved. He probably was writing, new material.
Making his contribution, right? Earning his keep. You get what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, this is on your watch. If something happened, we know how the streets go. If somebody go down on your watch, you now got to tap in. Nobody's asking homie to go on the internet and explain to the comment section what happened. No, stupid. No. In real life, you tap in with the ones who are close, because those that's in the streets, they grieving as well. They ready to hurt something. They on 100 because they like, yo, we know the Reggie. Y'all don't. How come we can't get answers? How come nobody knows nothing? Why y'all moving like that wasn't your brother? Imagine losing your life at halftime of the Super Bowl or halftime at the All-Star game. How does that happen? And nobody knows nothing. Okay, we don't know nothing, but at least we can come and grieve together, because now we got to give it up for our brother.
Exactly.
That should never happen. But y'all worshiping, a celebrity that y'all don't really know. Y'all not seeing the bigger picture. And that's all right. You know what I mean? That's okay. You want to be a stan, that's on you. But this ain't the platform. You can kindly exit, get on up out of here. You know what I mean?
Facts. But just know the facts will be coming to the light. That's all we going to say. The facts is going to come to the light. And a lot of y'all going to be backpedaling.
Of course.
Okay? That's all we going to say. We're going to leave it as this. So let's go to this Scrunch Show, Tony Rock, live from the Green Room content.
Yes, sir. Let's get to
it. He wouldn't really give me no money on the road, and so he'd give me 1,000, 1,500, some goofy shit. So I had to get it out the mud. So I go, dump a couple of 100 pounds, you know what I mean? And I was getting the motherfuckers for a little bit of nothing. I go over to the East Coast, I done tripled my money, you know what I'm saying? So
might have been in that called me and my boy back when we was hustling little weed back in college.
Yeah, nigga, I was always on my grind. So, to go cold turkey. That's when me and Reggie was close, because me and Reggie was like the $500 nigga. So, man, we get dropped off in the mud. We be, ain't nothing worse than being broke and semi-famous, hood famous, you know what I'm saying? Because we potentially still hit a lick, you know what I'm saying? So, so we, nigga, I got that $5, I need the $5. We was borrowing, we give each other $500 so much that we didn't know who owed who. You know what I'm saying? And one time, this is what I knew. This one time, the nigga made me cry. I said, nigga, I need that $5. He said, nigga, I only got $3. You know what I'm saying? He said, but I'm finna go get some money in about another couple hours. Give me a couple hours. And then, because I'm in the mud too. He said, I only got $3. He said, give me a couple hours. When his check come through, I got you. As soon as I hung up the phone, my cash happened, and he gave me $150 of that $300. And that fucked me up, nigga. You know what I mean? Because it was effortless. You know what I mean? He always looked out for me like that. One time he called me. He said, hey, man, you know this right here? I said, who the fuck is that? They're speaking bad on your name. What you want me to do? Yo, tell me right now. I'm going to slap the shit out this. What, you want me to choke this? What you want me to do? I said, he should apologize. You know what I'm saying? It was a big, he had a gun on him. So I pistol whip this right now. You don't play with these. And I love that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't make like that no more. You know what I mean? So when Reggie got killed and that shit happened in the house, nigga, it need to make sense. I'm a street. Why Katt gotta say something? Dude, when that shit happened in that house, it's a from Compton, and it's a from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Now, when I talk to Reggie, he talk about that Compton in a joyful way. He loved that. I'm not gonna believe that killed Reggie, because he didn't talk about nobody on tour except Slim. You know what I mean? He loved that. I don't believe that killed Reggie. You know what I mean? So I want to know who did it. And so if he didn't do it, my question is this: if a nigga killed in my house and one of you shoot that, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna call an ambulance. And when the police come, I'm gonna say, listen, man, I'm in the room asleep. I heard a gunshot. I came out, I seen my partner laying on the ground. I don't know who was who, I don't know who was here. You know what I mean? There's so much traffic in here. Y'all gotta figure that out. I'm not a detective. You know what I mean? But I want to make sure my partner, and that's that. You know what I mean? Why are you not there? Where is you? And what the fuck is a Compton and a Baltimore doing in damn Mississippi, the Beverly Hills of Mississippi, and you not there, but your phone is there. You know what I mean? Did you do it? Because if you didn't do it, why you not speaking? Because the only time you not speaking, if a lawyer told you to shut the fuck up. and don't say nothing. Now you up under somebody else. You not moving like that, homie. That don't mean, was there something on your hands? Because if Slim didn't do it, it's going to come out because it's 6'8". You know what I mean? So the trajectories of the bullet not going to add up. You know what I'm saying? If there's no residue, it's backfire with a gun. If there's no gunpowder on his hand, then that took the charge to buy some time. You know what I mean? So time is going to tell because we need you to speak. You know what I'm saying? You know, Red say he was in the Bahamas. That's another bad move. Because I know for a fact that they had caught a plane from Mississippi after Reggie was dead. So, man, so my mindset is like, look, bro, you got to be, now that they got into some gangster, you know what I mean? It is at another level. So, man.
Question. Y'all see that, y'all? As soon as Scruncho said what he said, Tony Rock got his ass up and walked off the set.
Facts. That was crazy.
Ain't that suspicious?
Heavy.
Come on, man. And I don't know what's up with the stream, Scruncho. I don't know if they got a spell on you, man. I might have to call them because I don't know. They got a digital curse on Scruncho. Every time we play something, it's like you said, a spooky stream, or I don't know.
Facts.
Maybe I got to do this on a bigger processor or something like that, because they got the streaming rooms and stuff. So maybe that's what it is. I might got too many windows open, so forgive me. But I'm tired of seeing the internet do my man dirty like that. Y'all gonna stop playing with Scruncho, y'all.
That's a fact.
But I'm gonna make sure to leave the link down in the description so y'all can check out Live from the Green Room, comedian Tony Rock's podcast. Of course, for those who may not know, Chris Rock's brother. Y'all check him out, man. Got 15,000 subscribers. Y'all go run it up. You know what I mean? Comedians out here stepping into the content creation space. Shout out to Tony Rock for highlighting the project we did with Reggie and Scruncho.
That's a fact.
And also just using his platform to shed light on the situation, because like I said, to the public, they might not know who Reggie Carroll is, but to the comedians, they've heard of his name or seen him. They know about Reggie, you know what I mean, for the most part. So Tony Rock didn't have to do that. However, you seen him get up, you know what I'm saying, after Scruncho said he know for a fact that Red got on the plane after Reggie's murder. What was your thoughts when you seen Tony Rock walk off the set?
Because he did it all of a sudden. He didn't say, "Oh, I got a phone call. Pardon me, y'all." He just got up and raised up. And if you look at the full interview, he was going for a good 3-4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you walked in front of the cameras. You didn't even go behind the cameras. You didn't have to. So it allows you to know that right there didn't sit right with him for whatever which way. But it is what it is. That's something he got to answer. But still, salute to him and the whole Green Room, Tony Rock, for shedding light, bringing awareness to the situation. But that right there was a little spooky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You already, it's like you want to get in the fire, but you scared to get burned. No, you gonna get in there. Go ahead and get in there.
Exactly.
You're gonna be scared.
We all in. We all in. Not only in this situation, just anything we cover. We all in. We 10 toes down. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. But the fact that, like we said, we had business with this man.
Yes.
When he left from us, we had, when he was in our hands, he was in good hands.
Correct.
In fact, I would say shit. He improved when he was around me. Got back in shape, cut back on the liquor. He was locking in. Okay, he was focused.
Fact.
Reggie was on his A game. Okay, before he left us. So how to end life? That's what I'm saying. Even us, we had to understand like, yo, we got to make sure, you know what I'm saying, we give, the best that we can to try to help build people up, not bring them down. Because we all trying to survive, you know what I mean, in all industries. It don't matter, athlete, artist, we trying to figure out how we going to maintain, take care of our family. So it's like, in order for us to really pull something like we did off, we got to do it together. And Reggie was all in, you know what I mean? So it's because of that. It's like, nah, we can't afford to just let this moment within media pass while everybody goes on about their business. You know what I mean? As if like we still not waiting on a damn story. And it continues to get worse because it's not like them confirming a shotgun was used makes it even better. Now I'm even more baffled. How is it these men been on the road with each other, known each other for many years? What could have possibly happened that would cause someone to want to catch a murder case and lose their life? Don't tell me it's about money, you know what I mean, between these individuals, because they're getting the money on the tour with Katt, allegedly. I'm hoping. Is they? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. The motive just don't make sense.
We would hope they're getting money with Katt on tour.
That's what I'm saying.
You never know.
Come on. The biggest year this man done had, his run on tour, all them dates, they getting ready to do the second leg. I mean, make it make sense. What situation could have caused this man to say, you know what, I'm gonna risk missing out on all of this money? Because guess what? He need the money now. He need a lawyer. Come on. Who gonna miss all of this money because of a dispute that we can settle after the tour? If it's a number I owe you, look, homie, let's do these dates, and I'm gonna get you your money back. You get what I'm saying? It makes no sense. Why would I handle somebody that I got love for, I'm hired to protect as security? I'm now going to take his life? Listen, y'all.
Not adding up. It's not adding up. The math
Come
ain't
on.
math.
Come on. It ain't that hard. If you a fan, we get it. But this ain't that, okay?
This ain't that. If you're a fan, you can exit out because you ain't trying to get it.
Yeah,
and
like I said, just flip it. Just instead of you being a fan of Katt, just imagine this was to happen to Katt and we didn't get answers. How would you be? You super chatting and all that. You be all giving it up crazy in the Katt in the comment section. You feel me? That's why I said it's a lot of hypocrites, a lot of hypocrisy going on. But you know, we ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I want to play. I found the actual official video of the district attorney speaking with the press because again, this is the only answers we've been privy to since all of this happened. And the shooter was supposed to step in front of a judge. They asked for a postponement. So I'm assuming, you know, this is a holiday week. So again, we don't know exactly what day will he step back in the courtroom again. You know what I mean? We still have to wait and see. But as of September 1st, on this Labor Day, we still don't know what happened. And your man's, your homie, he ain't been seen, ain't heard from in 11 days. Your security has now been arrested for the murder of your close friend, your brother, your comedy brethren that started the tour together. He's now gone. You lost one of your security. And you don't feel obligated to at least release a statement? Nothing?
No lawyer speaking on your behalf?
Nothing.
No publicist speaking on your behalf?
Just missing.
You a major brand. You a major brand. You treating this like you a nigga that live in the projects.
And nobody thinks
with
that's
the lights off.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody thinks that's eerie considering that you're innocent. I ain't got nothing to hide. Innocent people don't hide.
Exactly.
But the most important thing is that you're grieving over a brother who lost his life on your watch. Someone has to say something, and you not saying something is still you doing something. You're making a decision.
Exactly.
Now, what could it be? Y'all do the math. Like I said, looking at the mugshot of homie, you telling me 6'8", 280, took Reggie out with a shotty multiple times. Y'all know how the shotgun work. That joint kick back. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it in the shoulder. You're going to feel it in the chest. He fired it multiple times. That mugshot homie looked like he ain't have a scrape, a cut, a bruise, or nothing. So, like Scruncho said, when the reports come out, that trajectory better add up. It should be a 6'8" tall person pointing the weapon downward to somebody who's 5'8", 5'9". That's why I said it ain't that hard. Y'all watch enough shows every day. Law and Order, CSI. Come on.
Yep.
Come on now. Episode be over in 20 minutes.
I've seen people for years in the last, I want to say 8-9 years, become detectives on the internet. We saw that with many of these cases, the Nipsey case, even with the Taxstone Troy Ave. You know what I'm saying? They scrubbed all that, but we seen all you online dudes become investigators. Okay, y'all done cracked plenty cases.
even the Tory and Megan situation.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Where that
Diddy
same
shit.
energy at?
Look,
Where
the
that same
Diddy
energy
shit.
at? Yeah, the
Look how
Diddy
many
shit.
people was at the courthouse. How many people was courtroom reporters when Diddy
Word.
was on trial?
Where that same energy at? You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
So that's all. Do your homework. That's all, because the evidence is there. The info is there. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you need is right there in front of you. Google's your best friend.
Come on,
like
now.
Jay-Z said, right? That's who y'all idolize, right?
We gonna play this video. We gonna listen to what he said, because when we first heard it, it was the news report giving clips in a segment. This is the whole press conference from the district attorney. So we're going to listen to it. If anything sticks out, we're going to speak on it briefly. I'm going to make sure to leave the link in the description so you can check out all of the videos we showed y'all. And we strongly encourage y'all to do your own homework. Do your research. Like I said, we ain't trying to take nobody down. We just want answers for Reggie Carroll, for the family of Reggie Carroll, and those who were invested in his brand and wanted to see him win. You feel me? That's it. And if it just so happened that such and such was implicated in this, then so damn be it. Right is right, wrong is wrong. I don't care if it's me. Somebody got to be held accountable for this.
Yes.
That's it. But let's play this clip. Let's hear what the homie say. Apparently, he really, he's not, he's not versed in this. Okay, he's not. He's a, what I'm saying. They say an office DA, so to speak. You get what I'm saying? He only got about a year in this position. So some say he out of his league, and this is why he's fumbling and mumbling through his words. But again, y'all check this out, and you tell me, are you convinced after hearing what the DA had to say? Let's check this out, y'all.
Yes. All right. Great. Well, first of all, I appreciate everybody for being here. I want to appreciate South Haven Police Department, specifically Chief Kern and members of his team who are here today as well. We're here today to talk about the shooting death of Reggie Carroll. I understand in the last 7 days, there's been a lot of questions and public inquiry and obvious interest for a number of reasons. Most notably, it's the loss of life, and obviously, we feel for the family and those that are left mourning. Mr. Carroll was well loved by many, and so obviously this is a hard time for people, and people want answers. And so unfortunately, at this stage, there's only so much we can share, but we do want to share what we can. So I think it was important to have this conference for a couple reasons. One, I want to kind of explain some of how the process actually unfolds, and then we'll share a little bit of the facts that we can. Mr. Carroll is not from here. He's from Baltimore. And so I know there's people in his community that are likely interested in, how does this process work? It's probably different than what they're used to. And so we just want to lay out the process and a little facts. So with that said, there was a call for service last week. The police department here in South Haven responded very quickly, and they started their investigation right away. As that investigation continues, more and more information comes in that's shared with my office and the district attorney and members of my team. But it's definitely South Haven's investigation. We're just here to collaborate and help as needed at this point. It's not like on Law and Order or TV shows where everything's figured out in an hour-long episode and you got an investigation and a trial and all the aftermath all in 1 hour. It's obviously much more spread out than that. We have to wait on autopsies and medical examiners, things to be tested, and obviously have to go around talking to people that may have knowledge of the situation. All these things take a great deal of time. And while there's always an immediate interest in answers, I hope the public can feel a little bit comforted in knowing that we're not rushing our way through anything. While we're diligent and we act immediately, we don't rush through this because the gravity of the situation requires us to be very thorough. And the South Haven Police Department always does a great job of that. This is no exception. So as they continue to gather information and complete their investigation, at some point, when all that's done, they'll put together what we call a district attorney packet, where whatever has not already been shared with my office then is shared with our office. At that point, we consider that kind of a handoff of the file from the South Haven Police to my office, and we can then prepare it for presentation to a grand jury. The way a grand jury works is we show them the evidence that we have, and they determine, is there probable cause that a crime committed? Is there probable cause that this person committed that crime? And then they make the formal charging decisions. From there, the general process is someone would be served with an indictment, notifying them of what charge or charges that they received. And then the case proceeds through the normal circuit court process like any other case, where each defendant will get a court date for a potential plea or a potential trial. And that's the process. You know, when you're waiting on outside entities to do their job in terms of replying to warrant requests or testing things or crime labs or medical examiner reports, anything like that, there's always a little bit of waiting around to get everything complete. But so the timeline can vary, but we do strive to make sure justice is dealt just as quickly and as reasonably as possible. So that's kind of the long view of what happens. In the short term, Traynell Williams, the defendant in this case, who has been arrested and charged with murder, he is entitled to certain preliminary proceedings that take place in the South Haven Municipal Court prior to a grand jury. At some point, he's entitled to a preliminary hearing and a bond hearing. Originally, it was scheduled for today. They usually try to schedule those as quickly as they can. It is going to be continued for another week. Whenever we're in the early stages, we generally try to do things as fast or as slow as the defense requests as it relates to their initial hearings, because that's a right for the defendant. We received a request to hold off for a week on any of the preliminary hearings, so we will at least wait a week for that. In the meantime, he will continue to be held with no bond, and that's kind of where we're at in the process. Sometimes those preliminary matters in court will happen very early. Sometimes we get to grand jury before that gets all the way dealt with. Time will tell in this matter. So that's kind of long and short of the process. So you can tell it just naturally takes some time. And, you know, at each stage, we will obviously work as diligently as possible. And obviously the police do as well. As far as the facts of the case go, I hope that people can be understanding of the fact that in order to protect the integrity of this process, which is obviously going to garner some attention based on the status of our victim, we have to be a little bit limited in what we can share so that our court proceedings that I just outlined keep their integrity, and we don't have to worry about certain legal procedures or hurdles that come from saying too much too soon. So with that said, I'll share with you what I think I can. Basically, like I said, there's a call for service related to a shooting incident on Burton Lane here in South Haven. It was last Wednesday, round about 6:30. That kind of time frame, anyways. Police arrived on scene very quickly. When they got there, there were two people. You had Traynell Williams and Reggie Carroll. So we have our shooter and our victim. They were both there. The police immediately kind of quartered them off to where they could make room to give aid or make life-saving attempts for Mr. Carroll. Quite frankly, at that point, he had already received multiple wounds. But as a matter of course, the police did every reasonable effort to try to help. Mr. Carroll was transported to the hospital where they could continue to try to help. At some point in the process, Mr. Carroll succumbed to those injuries. While that was going on, the investigation began. They did everything that you would ordinarily expect in an investigation to, take pictures, gather evidence, talk to people that may have knowledge of anything related to this. And ultimately, they developed Traynell Williams as a suspect. They believed through their diligent and thorough efforts that probable cause existed for an arrest warrant. An arrest warrant was signed by a judge, and Mr. Williams was taken into custody same night. I do want to dispel a few, rumors that may be going around. This was an incident between two roommates that knew each other. One of them is from California. One of them is from Maryland. This is not an indication that there's a problem in that community or neighborhood. This is not indicative of a violent crime issue in our city. It's just an isolated event that's limited to those two people involved. I know, and I don't want to gratuitously name drop, but based on their jobs as and their professions in the comedy world, they obviously run in the same circles with the same comedians. I want it to be clear that there's never been any reason before or now to believe that any of those comedians or organizations, business organizations, were involved in any way in what happened. This was a residence where only the shooter and the victim lived. This was not a resident of any other comedian or person. And, we've determined this is a very isolated thing. And so it is, when you have two people in a house and one of them loses their life and the other gets taken into custody by the police, there's not going to be much sharing of information about what happened right away, because you have one body in the hospital and one body at the police station, and neither of them had the ability to communicate to the outside world what happened. So other interested people that knew them, families, friends, business associates, probably didn't even know that Mr. Carroll was deceased until well after the fact, and they certainly were not present or involved. So with that, as I mentioned, I am joined by Chief Kern. We kind of talked ahead of time and agreed that I would kind of outline some of these things, but we're both here. We will field questions if you have any. Please understand, like I said, it may be limited on what we can answer, but we'll certainly answer the ones that we think we can.
Can you say what led to the shooting? Was it an argument? And then...
So I'm not going to get into the specifics of motives or buildups or who did what. I just don't think this is. I understand that's a suppressing question. That's just part of the case that's going to have to come out in court.
While the defense needed a week to defend their client, how is it for your office? Are you all ready to bring those charges in court?
Yeah, we're scheduled for preliminary matters. We're certainly ready for that whenever they are. If they wanted to do it today, we would have done it today. If they want to wait a week, we'll wait a week. If they want to wait longer, we can wait longer. That's a defense right to have a preliminary hearing or a bond hearing. And so we'll be ready whenever they get around to asserting that right. So any other questions?
So it is, the house is owned by
The house is not owned by Katt Williams. It was a rental property. There was another out-of-state company that was leasing the house, and the Traynell Williams and Reggie Carroll were the two tenants of that house. So it was not Katt Williams' house. And I was trying to avoid names, but you asked specifically, and I'll just say Katt Williams was not there. We have no reason to believe that he was ever involved in any way, shape, or form.
I know we're still early on in the investigation, but as you said, this is an incident that has had a lot of public attention. Do you have a timeline on when in the investigation or court proceedings that we can learn more about what happened, what led up to this? Like, is there a timeline for that? Do you have yet?
Yeah, so generally speaking, you always have a right to make public records requests. So that the affidavit, you should be able to get a copy of that at some point. As far as me talking about the facts, I really don't like doing that a whole lot before an indictment. I would just say there were two people in the house. Obviously, this incident turned violent. The defendant used a shotgun to shoot multiple times at the victim. He used a 12 gauge. The ammo choice was slugs. I mean, other than that, I mean that's a little more information, but and the affidavit does mention that he used a shotgun with the deliberate design to affect death of Reggie Carroll. And I know once you read the shotgun, you're going to have all sorts of visions in your head. And so I'll share that it was multiple wounds. I'm not going to put a number on it before the medical examiner's report comes in, but it was multiple wounds, and the ammo selection was slugs.
Did he resist arrest at all, or he just stayed there?
I'm not going to comment on the behavior. I'll say he was on scene whenever the police are both the deceased and the defendant were both on scene when the police arrived, and the police took the defendant with them, and the body went to the hospital. So I'll take one more if you have any. Otherwise, we'll just call it quits. That's it. All right. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness.
You.
Sir.
What you thinking, King?
Nasty work.
Come on now. I took some notes while listening to this. Because again, he said words like thorough, process, and investigation. Okay? Said he wanted to take his time before releasing any information before the indictment. All right? That's very interesting because
why would they need an indictment if it's a slam dunk?
I guess they want to make sure that the charges is accurate. Everything has to make sense. They got to present all of the evidence in front of a grand jury. Homie said he don't want to rush, but according to them,
he already rushed and gave assessments like he knew, exactly what he was talking about when he said, "Oh, this has no involvement with comedian Katt Williams."
Yeah,
and he doesn't own the property, but we've seen in the news coverage they directly said is owned by, his merch company, Katt Williams merch company,
Onyx Isle LLC.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to figure out how was he ruled to not be involved or have anything to do with it if that's his company.
Facts. And also why he wasn't questioned.
Yeah.
That's directly his company, directly his bodyguard, and directly his friend and comedian that was hired to open up on a Heaven on Earth tour, Reggie Carroll.
Right.
I'm lost.
That was tragically gunned down.
Yes.
On your watch. You wasn't there, but I'm pretty sure any person in that position would feel like, damn, I could have, you know what I mean? I could have did more. You know what I mean? Damn, where did I go wrong? The least I can do was try to give the information, you know what I mean, to the authority, because I don't know what happened. I can't rat on somebody. I wasn't there. This is what I know. You got here's my attorney number. Here go my number. Call me, because we need answers. That's the mentality or energy we should be getting.
Correct.
But the fact is, they're saying that it was a private matter between individuals, these two individuals and these two individuals only. Like I said, no mention of if Katt lives in that area. Does Katt own a property in that area? You don't hear no mention of any of that. He's saying that it was a out-of-state company, excuse me, that was leasing this location that's registered under the Onyx Isle LLC. Coincidentally, has Trinell, the shooter's name, on the fucking LLC. Reggie Carroll name not on it. So I'm not sold that, you know, they were living together as roommates. That doesn't check out.
Nah.
That don't add up.
We need receipts. We need lease agreements. We need rental receipts.
I mean, you seen it right there when they put the eviction notice. You would have seen Trinell name and Reggie name. They down there working with Katt. Why else would they be in Mississippi? Come on.
Well, let's ask the family. I'm pretty sure the family can tell the public why Reggie was down there.
I mean, they have been speaking with the media down there, local media. Come on. It's just common sense. We're not insinuating that Katt had anything to do with it, but for him to not be the person that we're seeing in front and center, because again, this is his situation. These are his staff, his employees.
There you go.
Come on. If somebody lose their life on the job, you lose your life on the job. The company now has to address, you know, the staff. There's usually meetings at the job. They'll give out numbers just in case, you know, you need to call a hotline to grieve, because that's how it happens when something tragic like this happens. Even in school, a student lose their life. They talking to all of the kids. Here's a number. Here's a suicide hotline just in case. You know what I mean? Come talk to me. This is what we should be seeing. But instead, everybody's like out of sight. Don't y'all in the comments talking about don't say nothing. It's an open case. Yeah, if it was, you know, somebody took the man's life and we ain't know what happened, like the shooter was still on the loose or something, that's one thing. Or there was no association with Reggie and the shooter. They knew each other. They were on tour together, y'all. Now, how does a 6'8" person resort to using a 12 gauge multiple times on somebody that's 5'8", 5'9"? That's all we saying.
Yeah.
Somebody got an answer for this. Okay.
I'm pretty sure if he's a bodyguard, he's trained in combat, right?
Come on now.
Can't be 6'8" and pussy. You feel me? I'm pretty sure he's skilled in that manner. And then also, man, you know, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
Y'all like
I say, y'all. We just want to present y'all this information and really just take some time to really digest, remove the name of Katt and enter somebody that you love. And just do your own research and ask yourself, does this make sense to you? Now, again, we know the man. So that's why I be like, hold up. You know, this is different from just covering news. Like, this is personal for us because we are a part of the Reggie Carroll story, whether people want to acknowledge that or not. Okay? So that's why it's like, hold up. Based on the information that we have, this definitely not checking out. But okay, let's go off of what, you know, the information that's been provided on behalf of the media and the district attorney, the DA. And if you notice, he got real quiet. You know what I mean? He was hesitant during that conference when it came up to Katt Williams' name being mentioned.
You
know what I mean? Like I said, how can you be so sure? It's an investigation.
Man, we seen investigations with people that had very little affiliation to suspects that was brought in for questioning.
Right.
Think about it, right? If an incident happened, say like it's a Drake concert, right?
Mm-hmm.
And an incident happens involving somebody from his entourage, how they reporting that?
You already know they're going for the gusto. Something happened at the Drake concert.
In Toronto, it was a tragedy that happened involving one of Drake's entourage, right or wrong.
Right.
And that person that they mentioning will be getting questioned by authorities. So y'all do what y'all want to do with that. But
That's what I'm saying.
We're not stupid. We're not falling for the okie doke. You know, because this is just common law and common sense. That's all.
And it's public information. So y'all got to understand, we try and figure out what happened, man. Because at the end of the day, that call is supposed to, you know what I mean, make its way back to the town.
Exactly.
I know it's tough. I know it's you know what I mean? It's unfortunate because of the circumstance and the severity of the situation. But you know how I go. That call got to get made, no matter how difficult. You know what I mean? That's what men do. That's what leaders do. That's what we do. It's unfortunate. And I know it's hard because I don't want to have to deliver this news to Reggie's mother, to his family, right? But somebody got to do it, because imagine you being stuck at home not knowing what the hell happened. Now, I want to leave y'all with something before we go. Make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, if you're not tuned into our reporting, then you ain't serious, because we're direct. We're serious. We not jumping on no bandwagon. Nope. That ain't us. Okay, so if you want the real, make sure you tap into us on the regular.
Yeah. We ain't hating. We ain't trying to take nobody down. No, that's not this.
But I'm just saying that, you know, y'all getting y'all information from these other platforms. Keep in mind, there was zero coverage of Reggie Carroll before his passing. Y'all keep that in mind.
Correct.
Y'all ignored what we had going on a year ago. Y'all hated on everything that we promoted that was affiliated with Reggie and Scruncho. So nah. Don't try to double back. No. Keep that same energy. Now all of a sudden you want to act like you breaking stories. You're not doing nothing but watching what we're doing and then regurgitating what we've already gave to the people. At the end of the day, if you want thorough facts and information, come to Forgotten Kings TV. Come to MREC. That's it. Nobody telling y'all to tap in who you tapping with. I'm just saying, if you want the real, and ain't nobody giving y'all bullshit and in the runaround, come here. Get it first. Then go ahead and check out, you know what I mean, whoever else you get your news from. But just know, we know him personally. And this is why we going extra for this situation here, because we got nothing but love and respect for Reggie and everything he was able to do with us, allowing us to use his brand.
Facts.
When everybody tried to front on him and act like the man wasn't who he was, all he wanted was an opportunity. And we were able to help with that. Coach, put me in the game. Scruncho, put me in the game, coach. Things have changed in this media space, in the industry in general. Hollywood, they going broke, man. Let's keep it real. Rappers not getting paid, actors not getting paid. You got all this talent sitting at home and nobody knows what to do.
Spooky out here for everybody.
So you got to figure out how to weather the storm. But like I said, y'all remember that. Y'all want to stay tuned to what's going on. Make sure y'all tap in to us, because again, we're going to get to the bottom of this. But I want to leave this with y'all before we go. This article from DeSoto County News says that the authorities received a phone call at 6:30 p.m. on August 20th. Okay, 6:30 p.m. Now again, I'm no criminal. I don't have a record. You know, it's driving. You know what I'm saying? A little weed charge here and there. But I ain't no criminal. So y'all gonna have to help me with this. All right. The article say 6:30 p.m. Okay. Now I want to go over here and show y'all this right quick. Bam. Show y'all something right quick. All right. Y'all see this? This public information, by the way. Let y'all know that public information. But according to the Vine link, right, in the booking details, they say that the homie, the shooter, was booked at 3:18 a.m. on August 21st. Received the call at 6:30, but officially got booked at 3:18 in the morning. I don't know about y'all, but help me figure this one out here. What you think, right? Am I bugging?
Nah, you ain't bugging. It ain't adding up. The math ain't math.
Did somebody get the article? Yeah, did the article? Somebody get the article wrong? Does it normally take that long?
Nah, but he said
to bring somebody
DA
in.
Said this, the DA said this in his his I guess his assessment.
Right.
You know, the time he reported the time in his assessment.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but again, it says book date 3:18 a.m. in the morning. Then later that day at 1:35, that's when they updated the custody status. But for the record, the article says they received the call at 6:30. So how long does it take to, get on the scene, apprehend those involved, bring them down to how long does that take? Because I'm confused. That's what, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, that's 7 hours, man.
Come on, man.
So maybe that's an error in the article. But from that time period, I don't know. Now, did the incident happen at 1 in the morning? That makes more sense because he was booked at 3:18 in the morning. So, yeah, like I said, again, these things should be adding up. 1 + 1 should equal 2. It's not that hard. We don't got a story. We just know that a shotgun was used, 12 gauge with slugs. And the homie who cuts the checks, he nowhere to be found. He on break. Everybody else is home. All the rest of the comedians that's on tour, they gone. They went home because this is the summer break.
Mm-hmm.
You only get, a month and some change before you got to go back. Well, maybe a couple months. I would say, because it was over July 4th, August, September. No, you only get a month and some change, if that. To be with your family, rest a little bit, because, the tour life is hectic. You don't really get to settle. You got to get ready to pick up to the next city, next state.
Facts.
Come on. So everyone else is home, but these individuals are staying. You know what I mean? You got your money. You got broke off. You just did all these dates. You know what I mean? Everybody want to go home and pull up on the fam and, show love. Let them know, look, hey, y'all, I'm home. I told y'all. We just here for a little quick break. You mean to tell me these guys decided to stay as roommates while everybody else is home? Come on, y'all. That's why I said it's a lot of unanswered questions, and we're going to figure it out. And we ain't going to sit here and waste time with y'all. I know this is about an hour. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, man, we're going to leave y'all with this. Again, this is the MREC and Rip Show. Anything you got to say before we get up out of here, Rec?
Nah, I just want people to just do their own research. Like we've been saying over here, at Forgotten Kings TV, MREC and Rip Show, as well as MREC TV, when Me and the Earth was giving you the Blackout Show. Do your own research. Y'all know what time it is, Rec Mob. You know what I mean? That's it. Rest in peace, Reggie Carroll, and condolences to his family.
Yes, sir. Like I said, y'all, look at this man. He don't look like a person that was a part of a scuffle. I don't see no visible injuries. No, nothing. Like you said, security, 6'8", 280. Supposed to be trained to be able to diffuse and disarm situations that are hectic. You got to think, you're out on the road. It's only you and, maybe a small crew of security that's in charge of protecting all of the comedians that's on this. That can be a very heavy ask. You know what I'm saying? That's a big task, to have to always be locked in these chaotic environments. So essentially, he was hired to protect Reggie, not take his life. So what could have happened where this man decided to get a 12 gauge and fire it multiple times at one of the comedians he should have love and respect for? That's why it ain't adding up. And I don't know about y'all. You ever shot a shotty before, Rec?
Yeah, that shit almost took my shoulder off.
Say that again?
I shot a shotty when I was like 12, and it almost took my shoulder off.
Okay. Look at homie right now. Does he look like a motherfucker that's wincing in pain?
Nah.
Chess. You got to shoot it right. You got to shoot it a certain way.
Yep. That's a fact.
Even when you shoot it, you're still gonna feel it. You're still gonna feel that.
Back is crazy.
Come on.
Yeah.
Even if you hold it a certain way, you're still gonna feel all that in the chest area and up in the shoulder area. I'm looking at a baby face. Like, come on, man. But again, y'all let me know your thoughts on all of this. Controversy involving the murder of comedian Reggie Carroll. Again, like I said, am I bugging? He's ruled Katt Williams out. He says the thorough is going to take time. Why rush to inform the people that Katt Williams had no association with this crib? And we seen what we saw. Onyx Isle LLC.
Yep.
That's the part of Katt Williams LLC. He just had homie, name on the LLC, but come on, that's a connection in itself right there. So again, am I bugging? Like I said, if the roles had reversed, if this was Katt Williams and all we got was the shooter, the gun that was used, and we ain't got no motive, and according to him, unless we get it through the affidavit, the only way we're going to hear the backstory is through court. So now we got to file for Freedom of Information Act and hopes to get a copy of that because, like I said, y'all, coming from the hood, this ain't the internet. This ain't the chat room. It's real life. Things got to make sense. Got to add up, whether you like it or not. Come on now. You heard him say it ain't like a Law and Order episode. You get what I'm saying? Trying to insinuate like, after the 20 minutes, you're going to get answers. That's true, but, it kind of frames your mind to know what to look for. You know what I mean? You watching these crime shows and you dealing with forensics, it got to make sense. And right now, based on the information that we've been presented with, it ain't adding up. And we ain't going until we get something. Okay. And the only person that could give us some answers would be the person that they was out there with. And for some reason, it's been 11 days and no one has seemed to have been in contact or seen Katt publicly, man. I'm going to be real. This is the quietest we've ever heard from Katt since the Club Shay Shay run.
Yep.
And that's very interesting because he's had a lot of, he's pissed a lot of people off. He done, took shots at people in interviews. And I mean, Cameron said that somebody farted on, Katt and they got into it. And come on. He responded right away. Sent the dogs on him. Come on. Talking about you farted on somebody. You really thought that was worth a response? But hey, Katt sees everything, right? So, like I said, to those, worshiping in the comment section, what is incriminating about saying RIP to my brother?
Ain't nothing incriminating about that. That's somebody being genuine on how they felt about their brother. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, I'm speechless. Like, meme or picture. I'm speechless.
That's what I'm saying, y'all. We gonna get to it. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all holiday with your family. Appreciate what you got in life. Understand that it could be taken from you at any given moment. It's unfortunate that situations like this shake you up to your core. Because in reality, we should always be thankful and grateful for the life that we've been afforded to live.
Correct.
And whenever we lose one, we always got to come together. You know what I mean? And show homage and pay respect to the man, to the individual that we lost. Because I get it. We all get different variations of people in their lives. You know what I mean? And when we met him, Reggie, he had a lot of expectations, man. You know what I mean? He yearned to be back on that big stage. He wanted to get back out there with Monique and Katt and, tour the world. That's what he wanted in his heart. And in a little bit of time we worked with him, he was able to accomplish that.
Yes.
So, like I said, man, it's unfortunate situations like this have to happen. However, use this as a lesson to, be thankful for life, man. Understand this industry is wicked.
Yes.
What you think you know? Yes. Yeah. Yes. What you think you know?
I have no idea.
Yes. Yeah. Come on. And this is coming from us. Rec, you've been dealing with the industry longer than me. I'm a rookie when I'm green behind the ears when it comes to this. I'm a fan just like everybody else. I've been inspired by the work.
Wicked.
Yeah.
And the most wicked people is the ones that has the highest status and the so-called biggest bags. I'm gonna just say that. And this is a fact.
Right.
But y'all pick and choose though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, had the roles reversed, everybody be making content about the Katt Williams conspiracy. Trying to get down to the bottom of it. Because it's Reggie Carroll and people want to move a certain way with an image or a narrative that was created. Yo, come on. You know, at the end of the day, that's irrelevant. Individuals is out there on tour with you. It's your responsibility to say something.
Yep.
You don't just go MIA and go into hiding. Come on. Y'all out here co-signing this dumb shit. Y'all the problem. It's like children. Children run amok all the time. They do shit. And guess what? The parents got to be notified. Parents got to show up and answer on behalf of the action of their children. Now, granted, these are not Katt Williams' kids, but you get my drift. You get what I'm going. Someone has to be held accountable. When it's your children, you know, you're disappointed because you're like, yo, I raised you better than that. Come on. It's the same way. Y'all are a part of my family, my tribe. Come on, y'all. What are y'all doing? Y'all fucking up the bag. This situation could ruin the whole tour.
Exactly.
You telling me that didn't run past the mind of the alleged shooter in Reggie? We're gonna just crash out and risk everything and this money we could be making. Yo, it just is reckless, extremely reckless in a moment where you're on a break. Come on. As hard as you done work in the first half of the year, you should be sitting back with your feet up. So what the hell happened?
Kicking back like a fat.
Come on. Come on. That's why I said, you know, whatever story that's going to be presented, that shit better make sense, because in the end, Trinell was hired to be security for not only Katt, but all of the comedians that was on that tour.
There you go.
You can't tell me that whatever happened, he didn't feel conflicted because he got love for Reggie. Why would you resort to this measure? Come on. Even as security, you feel obligated when something happens to one of your clients. Because why? It feel like it went down on your watch.
Yep. Gene
Come
Dale's
on.
That's all the time with the Biggie situation.
Come on. Because you have a conscience. How did I let something like this happen? Even if I wasn't there. Oh my God, that was my brother. What the hell happened? But to just simply go MIA and nobody seems to know nothing, and the answer is, yo, this is an open case, and yo, come on, yo, who speaks during the open case, yo, and did the innocent people? People who had love and respect for this man and want answers? What are y'all talking about? This ain't no damn, you know what I'm saying? No rap movies. Come on.
Yeah, this ain't, but you know, listen.
It's not consistent logic. That's what frustrating. It's not, be consistent with that. Y'all not consistent with that, man. Come on. So I said, you know, we just want answers so we can have closures and we can move forward, man, because it's already unfortunate that Reggie's not here. But what's even worse is no one has answers. And yeah, like I said, this is where we are with it. Again, I appreciate each and every one of y'all tuning in. Please enjoy your holiday. But yeah, yo, we out, man.
We out.
Peace.
From the ghetto streets of Charm City brings you Tank Top Tony. Tank Top Tony is no average motherfucker. He's looking to put in work whenever he reads up. Tank Top Tony, 15 years of probation, alcohol and child support, AA meetings, reneging on spades and shit like that. Due to Tank Top Tony's criminal background, he can't get a decent paying job, so he's waiting to re-up. Tank Top Tony said when he ever re-up again, he gonna shit on these niggas. Tank Top Tony said he gonna let his pants sag and his balls drag. Tank Top Tony, the one and only. He talk shit and hard spit. What up, Lump? And introducing Titty Lorraine. Tank Top Tony. I hope our tank top's dry. Tank Top Tony.
MREC TV. We mentioned Vlad TV. Right. Now, put me on. What's going on? Why he put your name in a bad light? Like, what's going on?
He was a part of that whole Kading, Reggie Wright, now Whack 100. He was a part of that whole team out there in Cali that was spreading false information by the death of Biggie Smalls.
So they get the nigga and shit, so man, they put him on the car on the ground and shit, they rob him and shit. Like, the feel me, the shotty, I sawed it off myself, so I know that shit do real damage. TM had that shit to the nigga head, and I'm thinking to myself, it ain't even over no real money. I'm already about to go to jail. And I said, nah. And the nigga eased up off him. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was kind of terrified because I ain't even want to see that. Like, I wanted them niggas like, I'll pat at you, but I ain't running up on you and shooting you in the face and then standing over you, hitting you 12 times. I'm not psychotic like that. Like, you feel me? If I did it, it was over some money or over some disrespect. So I was out to prove a point, not to, you know, maim or disfigure nobody. Like, I'm not a psycho type shit. Like, you feel me? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? That was a terrifying moment for me because I ain't want to see that, and I'm about to get sentenced, you feel me?
Have you lived the life the streets tried to write for you, but ultimately found your own ending? Do you have a story of survival, betrayal, or redemption? We're looking for real people with real experiences to share their truth. If the streets tried to break you, but you made it out, we want to hear from you. Hit us up now to be a part of The Streets Is a Myth.
I don't be wanting no distractions when I'm starting my day. I'm facing 20 years in jail. I don't got no time to...
Thank you for watching my video. If you like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also, hit that notification bell to get the latest on hip-hop, sports, comedy, whatever. All right, we got you covered over here at Forgotten Kings TV. And also, click on one of these videos, okay? All right, y'all.